Hi, Unity of Birmingham. I'm Reverend Beth Heitzman. So good to be with you, even if it is only in spirit. If I haven't met you yet, hi, my name is Reverend Beth Heitzman. So let me tell you a little bit about myself since we're just meeting. I used to live in Birmingham, Alabama, and go to Unity of Birmingham. My husband and I have traveled all over because he had a job that seemed to move us about every 2 years. We are now living in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, right outside Dollywood, and I am loving living in the Great Smoky Mountains. I am a graduate of Unity's Urban Ministerial School in Detroit, Michigan. I am also a former television producer, a radio announcer, and I was a former police officer. So today we're going to talk about cozy things, fun things. This is my fun, cozy pillow. We're going to talk about the spirituality that you can find in this pillow, but we're going to be talking about what to do and how to bring in coziness and fun when the world isn't feeling so fun. How many of you have seen that Disney Broadway play, Hamilton? It's about the United States becoming the United States. And in the play, there's a song whose lyrics are, "The world turned upside down." And their world really in that play felt like it had turned upside down because they left their homeland of Britain. They're now in this unknown world of the United States. They're now at war with friends, and their world has turned upside down. And I don't know about you, but lately, my world sometimes feels like we have totally turned upside down with everything going on in the news, with politics, with the changes, with COVID. We feel like we live in a world turned upside down. You know, the Bible says, in this world, and we are in this world, we will have trouble. So sometimes our world is going to feel like it's turned upside down, maybe as a nation, maybe as an individual, as we suffer through losses and illnesses and things that show up. So let's talk about what we can do on those times when our world feels turned upside down. This all started for me back when my husband and I were first married and we were stationed in Fairbanks, Alaska. So I loved Alaska. It was beautiful, but I also learned that there was this other side to it. If you turned on the news every night, starting in November and lasting probably till about March, in Alaska, the sun sets in November. You may not see it again until March, and if it does come up, it's usually just dusk. It never really comes up. It's like twilight all the time. And then when you turn on the news, you hear about the statistics that Alaska has the highest suicide rate in the entire country. They also have high depression. They have high alcoholism, and it goes on and on and on because we're in the season of what they call cabin fever. So while I really liked Alaska, I also felt this heaviness because of what I heard about the depression and the dark, cold winter months. So about 10 years ago, I read this article about this little country named Denmark. And I read how Denmark has won the award for being the happiest people on the face of the earth. And I'm thinking, no, wait a minute. Denmark has about the same climate as Alaska. It gets well below zero. The sun sets. It doesn't come up again. Where's all the depression and suicide? It wasn't happening over there. So I wanted to do some more research to find out, is there a connection? Is anyone else thinking about this? And yeah, it turns out, I'm going to turn to my notes so I can give you the right name. It turns out there's been a lot of research on it. One of my favorite articles was by Carrie Leibowitz. She was a PhD candidate in social psychology in Sanford. So she decided to move to Norway, north of the Arctic Circle, to find out how these poor people were surviving up there. And I think they kind of thought she was a little cute because they didn't understand, why do you think we would just be surviving? Because she found out not only did they weren't even thinking about surviving. They loved the winter. They saw winter as an opportunity to be outdoors, to do things that they love. And she said by the time she was done with them, she started to love winter too. And that was different. I think she was maybe in Michigan. Is that her home state? But during the winter, it was like, oh, I want spring to come. It's so cold. It's windy. It's horrible. And she found a new love by seeing winter through their eyes. And then I did more research and found more on this by a woman named Diane in Denmark. And I absolutely love Diane in Denmark because she shares her culture and her Denmark culture. And I learned that they have a very different relationship, even though they have the same weather as we do here in the northern parts of the States. They don't see it as something to be depressed or suicidal about. They see it as an opportunity to create something they call hookah. They call November to March the hookah season. Let me see if I can show you what that is. Hookah is Hyggee, and it translates to being the art of well-being. And it's also, they often refer to it as the season of coziness. So for them, winter is just a wonderful time to bring in coziness. But the more I heard her talk, the more I realized her Denmark experience was very different than my American culture. So let me give you some examples. Like in Denmark, when they come in the house after a cold day during hookah season, they take off their shoes and they find their favorite socks. Wool is really preferred over there, but any favorite socks, they take their shoes off, they put on their socks, and they think, oh, we are at home now. Now is the time to create hookah. We would call that in Unity to set intention. It's a time that we can set intention. And I thought, wow, that is not what happened in my house in Pennsylvania growing up. When we came in the house, we were told, you get your shoes off because you will not be tracking mud and water and snow all over my place. Get them off right now. And if I didn't get my shoes off, it was a very stressful time. We were told to do it or we were getting in trouble. There was no hookah around this event. So I thought, that is really different. And then also I saw they hookah when they do everything, like when they clean. And when Diane in Denmark washes dishes, what she'll do is she'll light a candle. Sometimes they do real candles, sometimes electric candles, like this one, scented or not, whatever your preference is. And she will light a candle, like when she starts to do dishes or starts to do any of her housework, to remind herself to bring hookah, to bring coziness, to bring intention. That doing dishes is a way to have great time with friends and family and to be grateful. And I realized that's not what nighttime looked at our house. Yeah, we had to do dishes, but it was, come on, let's get the dishes done. We got to get in the showers. We got to get baths. We got to get ready for school. Go, 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 go. And I noticed the whole mentality, at least where I was raised, was so different than any type of hookah tradition. There was also a story I heard about an American woman in Denmark, and she went into a coffee shop, and she says, yeah, I would like a coffee to go. And they said to her, to go where? And she said, to go to my car so I can go to work. So they said, okay. So they gave her a ceramic cup like this, and she says, no, I need a paper cup to go. And they said, we don't have paper cups. Nobody takes coffee to go. And she learned from being there that they can tell the Americans pretty quickly because the Americans are go, 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 get things done. And they have the coffee to go, and they'll have coffee in their hand, where that's not part of their culture. Coffee is hookah. Coffee is time to take a few minutes to take a deep breath. So there was just such a big awareness of cultural differences that really I started taking into my own life. And then they also have, back to the spiritual pillow, my spiritual pillows, they have things around their house. A lot of times they're called hookah nooks, and they're chairs that you can sit on. And a lot of times they'll have fuzzy pillows because texture and softness is important. And they'll have soft blankets where they can cozy up with their favorite tea, their favorite coffee, read a book, just to create this sense of hookah. And I have a couple of hookah nooks and hookah chairs in my house. And even if I don't sit in them, sometimes I walk by them and I see my fuzzy blanket and I see my fuzzy pillow, and it'll just remind me, where's my brain? Where's my intention? What am I creating? Am I creating go, 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 go stress? Or am I taking a deep breath and creating a little hookah? And they create hookah not only inside the house, but outside as well. Like I said, they have a different relationship to the weather. To them, there's no bad weather. It's just bad clothing. It can be, most of them ride bicycles, and it can be 40 degrees below and raining. It's not bad weather. It's just hookah weather. How can I become more cozy? What can I wear to be cozy in the darkness that is there? And one of the other things they like to do is Diane in Denmark goes with her friends every day, and they go bathing down in the river. And it doesn't matter if it's 40 below, they're going to go jump into the water and to come out. And I thought, whoa, when I first heard this, when I was growing up, I would be told, do not go outside with a wet head. You want to go out in that weather and jump in that, you're going to get sick, you're going to get pneumonia, and you're probably going to die. And Diane in Denmark had posted that Americans often think that, but that has never been their experience. Because in their country, the cold water, being out in nature in the cold and sometimes even icy water is very healthy. So, of course, I'm going to do some more research. Let me pull up my notes so I can get these all right. And I found out there's lots of studies that show that cold water and ice water can be very beneficial, not just only for health, but for mental depression. Scientist Charles Darwin, he had major depression, and he used hydrotherapy and cold showers. Henry David Thoreau, he would jump into Walden Pond because he said it helped with his depression, and the cold water was a religious experience for him. Athletes immerse themselves in ice, and there are several stories of several medal winners at Olympics who feel that they got the edge because of their practice of cold water bathing and ice therapy as well. And then I went to a business conference. This was just a couple months back, and people were talking about, do you cold shower? Do you cold shower? Do you Wim Hof? It's like, what? Do I what? So, of course, I looked that up. And here's Wim Hof. Wim Hof is the Wim Hof method. And Wim Hof is a Dutch gentleman. He's from Norway. And after his wife committed suicide, he was trying to heal from that. And he started swimming in the rivers at Norway where he was from. And he started with meditation, and he started with breathing. And he was able to heal so much in himself. And then he went on to win 26 world records. He sets 26 records. And the United States wanted to put him under examination to see why is he doing what he is doing. So they brought him to the United States because he could go 2 hours into an immersion tank of ice and not get frostbite, not get sick, not have any adverse effects. In fact, they monitored him, and his temperature would not drop at all. And they were thinking, how is he able to do this stuff? They draw blood, and they would introduce E. coli bacteria, and his blood would not even react to it. So they started calling him the Iceman, saying, wow, he's like one in a million. And he said, no, I'm not. He said, what I do, anyone can do. So he trained 26 people to do his method, and they were able to reproduce the exact same event. So what am I saying? So am I saying what I want you to go right now is to leave wherever you're at, go outside and jump in an ice pond? No, I'm not saying that. Yeah, if you want to look at, cold water therapy and look at it some more, I invite you to do that if you felt led to do that. But what I'm trying to say, and what I'm trying to take away from all of this, is sometimes our world is going to feel like it's turned upside down. Sometimes, like Alaska and like in Denmark, we're going to feel like we're in these periods of darkness. And the darkness is going to be there. Alaska can't change their weather, neither can Denmark. But what is different is the relationship to it. And that's what we can change, is our relationship to anything that's going on. So the next time there's some darkness in your life, we don't deny that it's not there. We accept that it's there, but we look for little ways to bring some light into the darkness. So I invite you to find some ways to bring some hookah into your life. Thanks so much. Loved being with you. See you soon.